Alright, we've got a new airplane. This is a slight upgrade from the one that I had been flying. This is a Seneca, and this thing goes much higher and much quicker than the Seminole that I was running. Now, it's a pretty boring looking plane. Very, very straight wings, and yeah, not much to it, but a couple of big engines on it. And we are going to take off here from Millard and do a nice long flight. Going to be longer than normal, but we're taking off from my area and heading down to the racetrack in Kansas. And on the way, going to do a couple of flyovers. We're going to go to Council, Kentucky, because I got one viewer that wanted me to fly over Council Bluffs. Then we're going to head down and cross over the probably not used anymore road course and drag strip that's in a floodplain. And from there, then we'll take a nice, long, boring flight over a whole lot of nothing until we get to Lakeside and then Kansas Speedway, which we'll attempt to land on the backstretch. And if we survive that and also are able to take off, then we'll go land at Kansas City downtown. Unfortunately, the winds don't have us coming in from the south side, which is a much cooler landing to do at Kansas City downtown, but it'll work. So this is probably going to be hour and a half flight, so really long compared to normal, but hopefully I can find enough stuff to talk about, and then we'll get into NIS later tonight. So let's get to taxiing. Everything is set up, I believe, and go ahead and get ready to turn out of here. Did I hit the wrong thing? I did. I hit oxygen. We want parking brake. Off to a good start. So yeah, this thing's a little bit higher dash. There's a weird... The gear is very prominent sound. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's gonna need updated in a patch. And we've of course got landing lights, taxiway lights in the way, but this is a small airport on the west side of Omaha, right next to the interstate. We're actually going to be taking off towards an overpass that, well, it's kind of an overpass, kind of just a big ass hill. You're not going to really notice how high up it is in the game, but we just got to inch up over that. Got some storage units over there, but quite a lot of hangars. This is a small, easy access airport, but yeah, there's something up with the sound on that gearing when you're turning. So well, let's get taken off, head over towards Council Bluffs, take a look at it, and then we're gonna be going much higher once we get out of the area that we want to look at. So let's get flying. Nice clear sky, not a whole lot of wind. We will have a bit of a headwind, so it might take a little longer than I want it to. So this is only my second flight with this plane, but yeah, you can see the interstate up on that mound of dirt. We're gonna pop up over it. Pretty rough air right now. Gear up. And there's the interstate. We're gonna go hard left and head towards downtown. Let's trim this thing up a bit. Okay, so I've got autopilot and everything set up for taking us to Kansas City and being able to watch Missouri and everything as we fly over it. We'll be crossing into Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, so 4 different states. Air is extremely rough though. This thing is bouncing us around all over the place. Back the throttle off just a bit as we sit here and climb. This is really rough air. Go ahead and pop out real quick. And we're just flying over Papillion. We've got the horse track over there, Papio River, and I think we're at, what is this, 72nd Street? Yeah, because it's got the overpass on L Street. And we've got, yeah, we're hauling ass. So I'm going to go ahead and autopilot this on the heading. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Autopilot right to there. Pop that on. We're going to hold this altitude. I'm going to back off on the throttle so we don't get going too quick and pop outside right now. You got it's just an elementary school down there. 42nd Street is right here then, and that is going into the start of downtown, which our downtown is just kind of small for buildings compared to everything else that we've seen. But that is the highway south, I-80, and then this is 480 going around downtown and then up into North Omaha. And there's downtown, World Series Stadium, Creighton Soccer Stadium. Got the zoo is going to be over here. That's where Rosenblatt used to be. And we are heading into Council Bluffs, which is mostly photogrammetry. Let's really slow down real quick. So there's the casinos and another casino there. It's about as far as I get into Council Bluffs. A big freeze up. Let's hope it solves itself. There we go. I don't know anything else about Council Bluffs. There is Epley. So they've gotten the graphics much better now for this area. It was, it used to be kind of a mess. The river would drop like 200 feet in some area. So now we're going to lose some photogrammetry, and I'm going to go ahead and get us turned to the south. Got a college is out there. It's a community college that they've got. Just a very small town just across the river that gets to call themselves Iowans. This is I-80 still, as it heads up to Des Moines, and then we've got I-29 heading south there. I-80 and 29 come together for a bit. But yeah, not a whole lot to look at photogrammetry-wise over here. And then I think we are going to be looking for, where's Offutt? We got to figure out which. I think we're going to be going right to there for our first racetrack in this situation, or in this flight. Not a whole lot of racetracks right on the river here. I tried to find some stuff. Everything was much more in towards Iowa, and then there's not a whole lot. Well, there's nothing south of Omaha in Nebraska. So, tons of construction on and around this area. So they're doing a big reconfiguration of the interstate, making it easier to transition I-29 and I-80. So there's Offutt, so our first racetrack's gonna be over there. It looks like this wind is really shoving us, because I feel like we're going more in this direction. Let's go ahead and pick up the speed. Get us turned a little bit more. So we are trying to fly this a little more realistic. Did some research on what I was supposed to do, although I don't have pitot heat on. Not a concern at the moment. Go ahead and do that though, so we don't have a red light on our dash. So yeah, big power plant here. The Missouri, just back and forth all the way down this path. And then we've got Offutt Air Force Base over here, which they've got the entire runway tore up right now, so not a whole lot of activity going on over there. We got these little hills right off the Missouri floodplain, so kind of switches back and forth on the Nebraska side and the Iowa side, who's got the hills right next to the river. But this whole area looks pretty good. It's pretty spot on. Nothing's blown out like the issue that we had in Alabama. There are a few clouds and things that you'll see on the aerial views, but been up and down this road quite a bit. Although never been over to this racetrack because it's a very pointless racetrack that they built on the flattest possible land they could find. And I mean, that's just no fun if you're building a road course. So you can see the image switches right there. That's going to happen. I think this was photogrammetry. Now we're back into regular. Although that's not photogrammetry right there, so. Then you got the Platte River coming in to the Missouri right there. And the Platte is an extremely shallow, flat river, which is why it's called the Platte River. There's the racetrack. Alright, I've caught it. That is how little I know about this place, because I don't think a whole lot of people even know it's there. Like, they made a big deal about it when it got built first, but it's essentially useless now. I think it's got a drag strip, but I don't even know if anyone does anything on the drag strip there. And I'm sure 2 years ago it got flooded extremely bad, so. I mean, it's easy to get to. It's got, you know, this is a major highway taking you over to the interstate. the exits right here off the highway. It could work, but there's just not the demand for it here, I guess. So I'll have to pull up some websites as we're flying and figure out if it's still running or if they've closed it down, but it looks closed down every time I drive past it. So, got the drag strip, you got a very flat road course, so not a whole lot to it. But shouldn't be any sound issues, especially if they're not racing anymore. So we got Plattsmouth over there. Then Nebraska City's going to be down here. We're going to go ahead, get on the flight plan now, and start climbing. So full speed ahead, and let's go vertical speed up 1,000. And then get this turned on, nav, GPS. It's going to turn us in the correct direction. Does not feel like it. Turn that back. Maybe we need to be over. Let me look at... Nope. Oh yeah, we're supposed to head over there. Alright, well, we're going to head over there then. So we want to climb to probably about 16,000. So we got a ways to go. We're going to climb at high RPM, and then we'll adjust everything out once we get up there, because I don't know what to do mid-climb. We got 162 ground speed right now in the climb, which isn't bad. So we are leaving the Missouri, but it kind of heads over this direction. And now we're getting into slightly hilly Iowa. So as we climb and get higher, we should start picking up some ground speed. And then should be able to, we're going to go with a high-speed cruise instead of a fuel economic cruise, because there's just a whole lot of nothing to see at this point. And once we get up to, 16,000, I think that'll be fine. Then we'll start figuring out if that place is even running anymore. I was going to go from Topeka over to Kansas City, but that was just as boring. So I figured get Council Bluffs out of the way on a video, and then just take a look at southern Iowa. Alright, so you can see here, this is AI-generated land, and not actual, like this whole city is a mess because there was a cloud over this area. So when you see these small European-style farms, that means that the AI just had to make up what was there. So that is why that city looks like it's from FSX. Kind of wish they had a better way of doing all that, but it is what it is. It all works out. All right, let's see if we can find out. Alright, so it looks like they just have driving school and private testing at that. It is still open. That's amazing. And they do have drag racing still going on, but yeah. Not any racing, so it's just for people to take their cars out there and feel like they're race car drivers. I'm surprised that it's still even operating because it looks pretty bad. At least from the interstate. So yeah, there's all of Iowa. Whole lot of nothing at the moment. It's kind of interesting. We've got like this strip of land that's slightly different than the rest. I am not sure what that would even be. Just a different aerial photo time, maybe? Yeah, I think so. You can see the change there. That's why it's standing out more. So we should start turning back to the south a little bit. And then, I think the town we're looking at is Shenandoah. Hopefully the autopilot turns us. Haven't actually done. Yep, looks like we're turning now. So yeah, it's Shenandoah over there. And we're just gonna head all the way down to St. Joseph with very much nothing to look at except for hills and hills. You can't even see the hills from this side. But I like this plane. Well, why are you not turning? I thought we were turning. Is this not doing what I wanted it to do? Because I didn't put it on nav. We were headed in the right direction, but I didn't have it on nav. So we do have a weather radar, but nothing in the area at all. That was a big aggressive turn by the autopilot. Lost a lot of speed there as well. Let's go ahead and reduce our climb because we are slowing down way too much. Reaching 10,000. Let's call. Are we just? No, there's no way we're in that big of a headwind. I think that just aggressive turn bled off a lot of speed. Let's go ahead and just hold at 10,000. So ground speed right now is 126, so just barely going faster than interstate speeds. Picking it up though now. We'll level off, gain some speed, and then see where we're at. Drop the RPMs down to 24. It's going to get us a little different note with the mixture down. So I'm looking at RPM here in the middle, and then the intake temp. We can't go over 1650. That's all on these as well. And 87. Oops. There we go. Let's go ahead and go one more click, 83. That takes us about to 24. So even though the revs and the power are going down, we're still clicking quick. 183 now on the ground speed. If you can see that right there. And that should get us to where we're going much quicker. Let's pull up the flight plan. See if I can do this without breaking things. How do I go to the next page? I don't. That is not working. Well, we won't worry about it. We're just gonna wing it. And once we get to St. Joseph's, we'll start heading down. So you can still see the valley and the river right there, and this is definitely some winter, not quite winter, but it's definitely not summertime colors here. That town, we're not very far past it yet, but we will start going pretty quick now. So at 188 ground speed, and I think that is probably going to be right about where we sit here, because I'm pretty sure we've got a headwind. Not a lot you can do about that. So we're 31 minutes out from Agent, and then I do not know what's after that. If I could figure out how to get this to scroll down. Probably missing. What if I go here? There we go. Alright, so Agent is actually uh 36 or 12. No, it'd be 36. So that'll be the place that we start dropping. And then we'll go find the racetrack, which will be fairly easy to do, and land on it, which will be somewhat easy to do, I hope. Although I've never done a landing in this. I just got it up in the air and then figured out how to do the autopilots and everything else that I needed to know. So let's go ahead and bring the mixture down just a bit more. So we're about 30 minutes away figure out what small town this is. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to figure it out. Like Tarkio. Never heard of it. Little small airport there. Doesn't even have a taxiway. So we are... close to Missouri, are we? We are in Missouri now. And then Nebraska is still on that side. Not quite far enough south to be at the Nebraska-Kansas line. Missouri's still swinging back and forth, and then it'll eventually be in front of us. Yeah. Now we've just got Missouri hills. And then Lakeside is right on the Missouri. So we'll head back across that and skirt the Kansas City International Airport. Then we'll get to the Speedway, do our landing, most likely a lap. I think photogrammetry should be a little better because this is going to be a much bigger track than Richmond. But you never know. See if there's anything else in this area. I mean, you would think we've got a motocross track that's going to be very hard to spot. But nothing else. We actually just went over a motocross track that was obviously really hard to spot if you are looking at what I'm looking at, which you're not. Other than that, there's just nothing. And that sums up northern Missouri, southern Iowa, southeastern Nebraska. It's just a whole lot of nothing until you get to Kansas City. Well, St. Joseph. But there's, you know, I have no idea what's there. It's kind of just a, hey, we're almost to Kansas City town. Let's take a look at this map real quick. So yeah, Agent is pretty much, I think, just past St. Joseph. Be able to see it up ahead. So we've got the river is going start turning in front of us. Getting close to being back in the river valley. Forgot we could probably get a tiny bit more speed out of it. We have picked up to 191 ground speed. I could get a little more out of it if I up the throttle just a tiny bit more, but trying to keep everything in the green. But yeah, I don't really go this direction very often, so I don't know a whole lot about the area. Looks like we've got, what is this gonna be, Mound City? Yeah, that's looking like Mound City. So I'm usually shooting back across and then onto here, coming from southeastern Nebraska. Got a little bit of cloud or smoke that was captured on the aerial images, satellite images that they made. So yeah, we're getting close to the bottom of Nebraska. We got the lake there, and then right about here is the southern southeast tip of Nebraska. Like I said though, whole lot of nothing. Definitely could never live out in a place like that again. Much prefer cities where I can get to anything I want in 15 minutes. Now I'm doing this instead of practicing for the NIS race because I never practice for NIS races. This is much more fun, and hopefully offers you guys something a little more. And who knows, maybe I'm flying over areas that I'm calling nothings out here that I've got viewers from. It's always interesting to see how close I get to areas that viewers are from, but this is definitely Kansas here. And then I think St. Joseph's up here, this more concrete looking area. And then that means Kansas City is right about there. So, getting closer. So I think once we get to St. Joseph's, we're just going to go straight. I keep putting an S at the end of that. I don't know why, but we're just going to go pretty much south. We'll go a little bit southwest and get off this flight plan, and that will take us nearly to the racetrack. Lakeside Speedway, which will then take us pretty much to Kansas Speedway. And then we can just see if I can figure out. You know what? Since we're down here and we're gonna have to kind of circle around, maybe we'll go check out Arrowhead and Kaufman and then circle back up. That'll allow us to fly over KC and look at the area and then head back up and land at downtown, which is, I think, one of the cooler airports. It's just a smaller place downtown, but it's really, really cool flying in, especially from the south. So, the motocross track that I was talking about is on the other side of St. Joseph, so we're definitely not going to see that. There is their airport. And that is just in a nice little bend of the Missouri and Kansas border. Even though the river goes to the left of it, the river used to go around it, you can see. And, that puts a chunk of Missouri on the wrong side of the river. But when they made the borders, that's where the river used to be. And then you get a flood, and then it changes. So that's happened a lot of different places along Missouri. Actually have an Air National Guard down there. Not going to see a whole lot of town, so I'm going to figure out pretty much need to be directly in line with the town, so we're still going to have to go over a bit, and then we'll get turned. So yeah, I hate this thing here. I've completely forgotten what this is even for, but it's annoying. You can't really see a whole lot out of this side, and so you're pretty much just stuck to here, so that's why we're doing a whole lot of looking behind, or looking on the outside, just to see everything. Otherwise, you're not going to see a whole lot from inside. But I'll probably be bouncing back and forth between this and the Seminole. Just enjoy flying these planes. But this one was definitely needed for this longer flight, so we could get a little more speed. Although we're not getting a whole lot more, but if I popped up a little higher, maybe we could. Definitely gonna wait to head down, although that's gonna get us some speed. We might start our descent, a very slow descent, and get some more speed out of it. So flight plan's actually going to start popping us out even farther left, and we're not going to do that. So I'm going to just switch over to heading, and we'll just go directly south-ish. And that should take us to where we want to go. So I think that is KC International. Right there. So Lakeside should be right about there. This way, and then let's go vertical speed. Let's go down 200 a minute, and then reevaluate as we get a little closer. So actually that ET was not to Agent, but to Kansas City, it looks like, at this speed. We got ground speed back up to 191. It's going to go up and then slightly decrease as we get lower. We'll just kind of, once we cross back over to the Missouri, start following it, I guess. Easiest way to find Lakeside. And then while we have time, we'll just do a quick little tour of KC. Alright, so we're at 10,000 and, well, slightly below 10,000. Wait, were we... No, we were at 11. I'm stupid. We can go down much quicker because we're actually, if we do 500 a minute, now I'm just gonna drop this 5,000 in the 10 minutes, and we'll be going a little quicker. Now we are getting close to the yellow band, which is fine to be in as long as it's smooth air. Not going to worry about that too much. Referring to this here. So, Missouri back on our right. That's slightly a big town. What would that town be? Oh, Leavenworth. No, that's Kansas City. Atchison, Kansas. It feels like I've heard that name before, but there must not be a racetrack. Nope, definitely nothing there, so... Alright, we got ground speed of 198. Ticking off some miles now. And this area actually got a ski area. I assume it's not very fun, but I've seen this on the map. Right over here, there is a place to go skiing. So they found a hill. 'Cause large enough to slide down with some snow. Doesn't look like you're going to be sliding for very long, though. So yeah, if you want to go skiing, you can do that in Missouri. Then we're going to get to Leavenworth, which is right in front of us. And then we're getting close to the racetrack. Go ahead and turn us a little bit. And we are only down to 9,000 and much farther along than I thought, so start dropping power back a little bit because we're falling out of the sky at the moment. I think the racetrack is here. Try to figure out. Where's the airport? I've lost the airport. Is that the airport there? I don't really see anything that looks like an airport, but it's gotta be. So yeah, racetrack's gonna be right there, and then Kansas City Speedway is gonna be right there, I think. Let's get turn a little more. And we've got 4,000. I wanna level off at about 3,000, I think. Well, 4,000. So yeah, we're probably about 4 minutes out. So doing 188, I've slowed us down. Otherwise, we'd be going really quick. A little air base down there. Wondering if that's the famous military prison there. Got AI, it looks like, and not photogrammetry yet. Yep, that's the airport. Okay. So yeah, Kansas City International is quite a ways out of Kansas City, although photogrammetry's starting right there, so not too far away. And let's see. Alright, the racetrack is actually just past that bend, so maybe there. Right there with the interstate. So yeah, we're heading in the right direction. This thing's been a dirt track and a paved track and a dirt track and closed and probably flooded and just a lot of everything. Some weird graphical errors coming up where land is not matching up along some seams. Hopefully it corrects itself as we get a little closer. We're at 6,000. I think we need to be dropping a little harder, so let's go down to 15 a minute. Slow it down a little more. Getting the beeps from the airport over there. Probably not the best place to be dropping this low. We're fine though. We fly by my rules. Yeah, we're just nearing photogrammetry area. And the racetrack is directly in front of us. I think we can drop down to 3,000. We're at 45 right now. 3,000 is much higher than I thought. Will be good enough. We can figure out how we're going to land. And let's just head straight south at this point and then hop out and look at Lakeside. Which I guess is referring to that lake. I might call it Riverside. Just, you know, closer to the river, but don't know the reason why it's named what it is. What do we got? We got a dirt track or a paved track down here right now? Looks like we've got a dirt track. So, looks fairly good. And hasn't put too many buildings in weird areas. But yeah, I didn't know where that track was, so good to know it's right there. And now the graphics are slightly hanging up on us as we get into more photogrammetry getting loaded. Let's reset position, and there's Kansas Speedway. I've been down here to the track, been down to the soccer stadium right next to the track for a U.S. men's game, and that was like the Gold Cup a few years ago. Looks like we got an old horse track here. Very weird. Maybe it's not old, maybe it's just bad photo. It's a grass track. This all kind of looks run down, so I'm gonna say it's old. That pavement is cracking like crazy. Here is the whole Kansas City complex. You got the soccer stadium just here off of turn 3. Casino back here off of 2. And we're going to land on the back stretch. Is this... That's not Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun, is it? No, that's... can't be. What the hell that is. There's the racetrack and the soccer stadium and the baseball stadium and a whole bunch of little shopping area and a very horrible road course that is very pointless. More pointless than the one that we actually flew over up by Omaha. So what is this going to look like when we get down on track? I think this is the old configuration. No, it'd be the new one because they didn't build the road course until they reconfigured everything. So, alright, let's see if I can land this thing for the first time. Pop that off and this down. Let's get the RPM up just so I got stuff to work on. Don't need prop de-ice. I hope this is fairly easy to fly. Yeah, so that is definitely not Oceans of Fun. That is some word that I am not even going to try to pronounce, just reading it. Looks very German. Schlitterbahn Water Park, Kansas City. Oh, we got some buzzing. Wonder if I've got... Do not see where I can hit the... That might get a little annoying. I really need to slow down though. Alright, so we're gonna do a 180 here. Air again is just really choppy as we get lower. Looking for a warning ignore button. I think we're just gonna have to listen to some beeping right now. I want to pull the gear out until now. Now we'll shut it up. There we go. Get some flaps out. This is going to be a very abrupt attempt. I think I want to go with a higher position. Holy shit, this thing just... What is happening? Oh, there we go. None of my controls were working for a second, and yeah, it was clicked off of the screen. I need an upper position. Let's go up so I can try to see. This wind is throwing me all over the place. This might be a 2 attempt. At least the backstretch has got a big paved apron area that they did, so this is gonna be rough. The flight might end abruptly here. Oh, we are missing it. We've got the casino. I hope we don't have a catch fence. This thing is much harder to land. That was very tough. Oh, wow. This looks... Oh, that was a big bump. This... Well, we're driving in some grass. This looks really bad. I thought Richmond was going to be pretty bad, but the racetrack is very narrow looking. The grass that is generated is up in the air. I've got to keep my wing off the banking. I thought maybe this would look better than... That was a hump. Thought this would look a little better than Richmond. No. I think we're going to go ahead and take off on pit road. And hope that is smooth, although it looks like there's a tent on pit... Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that sound was. Oh, please don't put a prop into... I don't even know if... Okay. I don't know if we've got enough room for this. definitely don't have enough room for this. I think we gotta... Alright, the backstretch has got billboards. Alright, let's go for it. Oh, please don't hit a massive bump. Although maybe a massive bump will shoot us in the air. Hey, kind of like that. Climb, 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 please. Well, let's never get that low to the track again. Wow. Hey, it's starting to look like a racetrack again. That was bad. That was very ugly looking. Let's kind of keep climbing out of here. Oh yeah, we don't have our mixture. That's probably not helping things either. There we go. Now it's starting to look like something that can be found on Earth. Wow. Yeah. This is a flying sim, not a racing sim. So trying to go around the racetrack was a bad idea. Just do one more pass by. See, the stands are all straight up and down under the awning on the soccer stadium. But yeah, Kansas City Speedway. Kansas Speedway, not Kansas City Speedway. Let's decide if we're gonna just go land or if we're gonna go see Kaufman. Now we're at 1 hour and 7. Let's just go land. Figure out where the hell I need to go for that. Pretty much straight east. This thing is really difficult to land. The very high dash is not helping. The rough air is not helping. I'll figure it out, but that was a very terrible attempt. And we were going in the wrong direction into the wind, or with the wind, so also did not help things. But at least we didn't end up in the casino. It was starting to look like we might. So we're gonna head this direction. Head now towards Missouri, which is where the airport is. Oh, we still got the gear out. I'm close to ripping those off. We'll just go 120, keep them down. Yeah, this is the air down here under 3,000 is just extremely rough. Try to trim this thing out. Getting tossed around this much. I go. Maybe we can take a look at a bit of town while we get bumped around here. This is all photogrammetry. Just lots of trees. Can't see a whole lot else. We got downtown right there. Then we got the downtown airport. So I really like landing from this direction, but we got to come in this other way. The stadiums are probably back over there. And then we've got I don't know much about this area. Go ahead and get turned up north a bit. So we try to stay airborne. The river flowing in between the towns. Turn around up here a bit to come in and see if I can land any better, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Definitely want to go upper position for this one and not accidentally hit the wrong button. This thing's just really hard to see out of. So we're actually meeting up with our flight plan. Which way were we going to land? Oops, that is not what I wanted. Did that break it? It did not. Landing 19. Alright, let's one more look outside as we come over to the north side of town. Airport back there. And I assume that is 19. Okay. Get turned around here. Try not to make myself look terrible. This thing, I thought it was going to be pretty simple to land like the Seminole, but I am definitely struggling with it. But it could just be that we're in some very, very choppy air. Doesn't help that you just cannot see out of this thing. Big old pocket of air that just dropped us there. It around 90 should be good. I feel like we're just stuck midair right now. ground speed is very low, that's why. Try to get lined up here. Don't know if the wind has changed since we took off, or there's something very strange about this plane. It seems like it's very easy to be flying sideways. I don't know how to explain it, but it seemed like coming out of Omaha we were a bit sideways the whole time. Might be a crosswind, but I don't think there is, so. I mean, this, I'm not even moving the stick, and we're just getting bounced around like crazy. This isn't me over-adjusting or anything. Like, this is some rough air that we're in. Hopefully, once we get past the trees below us, things will calm down a bit. Have a little graphical error in the river. It's fixed itself now. It tends to do that because the river is getting lower and lower as you go. So it's got to adjust itself. This is a little easier to land than a racetrack. I feel like I'm doing better. Slow. I'm still learning this thing. It's okay. If we stall now, we'll just have a hard landing. There we go. On the ground-ish. Nose is down. And there's Kansas City. Over to the left here, because I think when I was a little kid and we landed here, that's where we went for the FBO. But yeah, this is why I like this airport. Just awesome skyline view. Coming in from that direction, you're just like barely scraping over buildings. It's just a really neat area. There's some weird stuff going on though with the photogrammetry. It looks like we've got a road that is really banked. And we're just gonna go park over here. But there's the Omaha to Kansas City flight. Much longer than normal. Many less racetracks on the way, but felt like it was going to be kind of a fun flight and a good test taking this plane out for the first time. Glad I didn't crash it at the racetrack. Let's go real quick, see if we can get anywhere quick with this, the drone camera. So there's Kansas City, and idea what this long ass area is here. Then where is the stadiums? I don't even think they will be. Oh, there they are. See if we can get over there without the game crashing on me. Sometimes when you get too far away from the airplane in this mode, it will really mess up. But since we didn't fly over here, we'll go check out. It looks like they're just on the edge of photogrammetry, so that's cool. Been to both of these. They look good from right here. So, there you have it. Arrowhead. Which looks pretty good. And then Kaufman. Both look really good. Probably a couple of the oldest stadiums. Just, yeah. They upgrade them instead of rebuilding them here. So, it's always good. But yeah, there's our nice little trip. And hopefully it was entertaining enough for you. But we're going to call that good. Thanks for watching.